Hello again, everyone. Down in the woodworking shop today, I'm starting on a new project. Got a pretty good start on an entertainment center that I'm building. I'm using birch plywood for the sides and the shelves. I have a face frame made out of poplar with doors in the very bottom. And here's a drawing I'm using for my entertainment center. This is going to be 8 foot tall on each side, and these are 32 inches wide with a couple of shelves, doors in the bottom, and maybe a shelf in the center. We'll see on that. Same thing over here. Then the center section is just going to be a lower cabinet that matches these. So we'll have a continuous line across here, and then a shelf 6 inches above that for a TV to set in. A little better drawing of what it's going to look like when we get it finished. We have 2 doors here. We're going to have 4 doors in the center section because this is 60 inches wide, so we got room for 4 doors without any problem. And then this one, of course, matches this side. This is birch plywood, 3/4 birch. Really a nice finish. The fellow's not going to put a finish on this. He's just going to be painting it white. But it's such a smooth finish. That's what he wanted. It'll really make a nice painted cabinet when he's through with it. So I got to turn some heat on and we'll get things warmed up a little. Temperatures in the mid-20s outside today, so I want to kick the heat on just for a little while to warm things up. It's about 50 in here right now, but that'll warm it up to where we can work a little more comfortable. So I'm going to get started. And our cabinet's going to be 14 inches deep. So we've already ripped our 14-inch wide pieces. We have 6 there. And these are some of the shelves we've already cut. These are the same, 14 inches. Now these are 30.5 inches wide. So when you add the 3/4 on each side, that gives you 32 inches from side to side. So I think we have enough pieces ripped that we can go ahead and get started laying this out, and I'll show you where the shelves are going to go and how we're going to fasten them and proceed with that. We're ready to put the shelves on the uprights, and I'm going to be using pocket screws, Kreg pocket screws. Here's my jig that you bore the pocket screws with. Got the bed in the drill. Plenty of pocket screws. I'm using 1.25 inches, and this is for 3/4 thickness lumber, so it should work fine. And there's our bit and the impact driver. And I'm going to put 4 in each shelf, and these are the marks. I'm going to put 2 inches, 5 inches, 9 inches, and 12 inches. That should be plenty of support. So we'll bore them 4 holes. Same on the opposite side. We'll bore same over there. You'll notice I made my marks well from the edge of the board so I can see them with my pocket jig. And then these pocket screws go, of course, in the pocket, and they'll come out approximately in the center of this board and into the upright. And this doesn't have to be super close, but just makes it look nicer when they're the same, when they match from side to side. All right, and looking at our drawing here, This is 36 inches from the floor to the first shelf. So that's right here. That's the bottom. So 36 inches here, that's the first shelf. So we have 60 inches between there, the first shelf, and the top. So we're going to go 20 inches to the next shelf, and then 20 to the next shelf. Put some woodworker's glue on the joint too, and it won't go anywhere. And we turn our pocket screws up. You won't see them. See the glue starting to squeeze out there. So. And to make it a little easier, see, I've got this board clamped across the upright. That way I can push the shelf over against it. We're sure that we're square like that and that we're the same height, top to bottom. And because these boards were marked 18 millimeters, which is 3/4, I just want to double check. Let's make sure our screws didn't come through. And nope, we're good. Well, this is afternoon's work, 2 or 3 hours. And we've got both uprights fastened together with the shelves. Do still need to put a shelf in the bottom. Well, I may call it a day. You can see I have the back put in the lower section. Backs are in both of them now, so. And then up here, I couldn't cut this shelf any thinner in width because it shows from the top. So I just put a nailer, piece of birch plywood across it, and nailed the back to that. Okay, when we left off the last time I worked on the cabinet, I had the 2 tall cabinets ready to put the face frames on. Today we're building the TV cabinet, 60-inch wide cabinet, goes between the 2 upright cabinets. So we've got the shelves in, we got our cleat here ready to put the back on. And here's a completed TV base. So I think the next thing we're going to do is set all the cabinets on the floor side by side and see how everything matches up, and see if there's any other things I need to do before I start building the face frames. Alright, we're at a stopping point for today, but we have set all 3 cabinets the way they'll look in the room. Big entertainment center. This is across, is 12 foot and 4 inches, and they're a full 8 foot tall. Those side pieces are. But it's what the fellow wanted, so that's what we built. Getting started this morning on the face frames. Just using wood glue and a brad nailer, using 2-inch 18 gauge nails or brads, using a Ryobi cordless brad nailer. Do have one more piece to put in here in the middle where the two doors are going to go. This shelf, the top of this is going to be where the equipment sits that hooks up to the TV, dish box, VCR, DVD, whatever. It'll be on that shelf. And then above that, we're going to have about a 6-inch space for the equipment. And then above that, we're going to have the TV on a separate shelf. So in order to tie all of this together, I'm making the TV shelf with the two sides, and they'll fasten to this. Now you might wonder why I did cut both sides a little taller so the TV shelf could go in between the very top. Well, it was a matter of the amount of plywood I had left. To do that, I would have had to buy another sheet of 3/4 birch plywood at about $50 a sheet or more. So by doing it this way, it'll work fine. I'm going to put pocket screws in this little piece here that the shelf attaches to. Have pocket screws in it on each side. It'll hold. Then when I put my face frames on this, it'll blend right in. You won't see any difference there on the way it looks from the front. All right, here's my TV shelf, and here's my extension that I'm going to put on the sides. And you can see I've got the pocket screws board, so I'll just attach that to each end. And another one right there that'll go on the other end. And then I have pocket screws here that will fasten down into the side of the cabinet that's already built. Well, been another pretty good day. Center cabinet's ready for the face frame now. I just finished up the face frame on the TV portion of the cabinet. And I did use pocket screws in this. So let's go. We'll take it in here and set it on the cabinet and let's see what it looks like. 4 doors are going to work better on this TV base because it's such a wide cabinet, 60 inches wide, so that should look okay. And we're ready for doors. All right, time to start to work on the doors. We bought the hinges that we're going to be using. These are concealed hinges. This part mounts on the frame, the edge of the frame. And then you bore a hole in the back of the door. This part goes down in that hole. And use a Forstner bit right there. Well, seems pretty simple. So it shuts. And we're just putting this birch plywood in the center of the doors. And let me show you how I'm doing that. So I got my blade raised up about 3/8 of an inch. That gives plenty of space for the plywood to fit in, not too tight. Then I'm setting my fence on a 1/4 inch on my first pass, always keeping the outside of the frame facing the left, like that. So this is the outside. I'm plowing a groove a 1/4 inch from the edge. And then I scoot my fence over to 3/8, left side out. Plow another groove, and that gives enough space for that plywood to fit in there. There's first door. Opens good. So 7 more to go. If you don't want hinges to show, that's a way to go. Here's the handles he's picked out to go on the cabinet doors. We'll put them on after everything's painted. That'll be the last step. And the way I made sure the doors were straight at the bottom and top is put this board on here. It's got it clamped on, and that's equal distance from the opening So that way the doors will all be the same. One good thing about the doors on this cabinet, they're all exactly the same. That makes it good. You can make one door, which is 27 tall and 13.5 wide, and just continue to make that size doors and they'll fit right on. Finished up the doors today, so all 8 doors are now on. And they fit really well. You got adjustable hinges. And I put this piece here on, so the base mold will come up right in here. There won't be a gap there. Oh, we still got the fluted trim to put on. We're going to put a strip. I just laid one here to show you. I'm going to put a strip across there. May leave it, turn it that way, or we may turn it up on its edge. Depends on how the fella wants to do it. But then we'll put a 45 here and go against the wall on each side. The fluted trim will set against the top of that. Then at the top we'll cut the fluted trim off enough to leave room for crown molding that he's going to put at the top. And we'll turn it, of course, come to the corner, put a 45, go back against the wall with the crown molding too. So we're getting mighty close to having this thing done. Other than painting it, that's going to be a big job, but I think he's going to spray paint it. I'll try to show you some of that, what it looks like. And cabinets are painted, and these were spray painted. Definitely looks better than just brushing it on. Smoother looking. And I think he's got the backs of the doors all painted. Just got to do the front sides. Fella got all the white painted. So the paint's finished, and we're putting the, went ahead and put the doors back on, and we're putting the pulls on the doors. Then just putting it in the house and getting it all fastened down and trimming it out. We've still got to put some trim on it. That'll wrap it up. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel. Thanks.